keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Very nice, I'm looking at the camera. Very nice, good, good, good. Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders, welcome back to the channel, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me, and you know this by now, or at least you should. For those of you that have never been to this channel before, welcome to you as well. My name's Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant, and the name of this wonderful channel is Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle. All right, so I know why you guys are here for this video. I hope you're as excited as I am. As a matter of fact, that's impossible. It's impossible for you to be more excited than I am. This is not clickbait. Yes, I have rode the 2023 CVO Street Glide and Road Glide, and I want to talk to you about everything I can talk to you about in this video. Hopefully you've already watched the release video from Harley Davidson, and that's what brought you here. If you haven't watched that video, definitely go to Harley Davidson's website and check out that video. And it's what's so special about all of this to me. Yes, I did ride the motorcycles, but myself and John from CycleFanatix, we are in that video, right? And this is just huge, huge, huge. And I know on this channel I've said some things are huge. This is huge. And it's huge for a number of reasons, guys. But before I get into anything about any of that, guys, I have to acknowledge Matt from Harley Davidson. Matt does public relations for Harley Davidson, and it was Matt's idea to use John and I for this video. And I not only want to thank Matt, right, who's clearly a fan of ours and is subscribed to our channels, but anybody above Matt in Harley Davidson public relations, because clearly it was Matt's idea, but somebody had to approve it. And Matt let us know that they also watch our channels and they're also fans of our channels. So they approved it. So just a huge, huge thank you to anybody that was involved in choosing John and I to be a part of this huge, huge opportunity. And the reason I say huge, guys, is because, listen, this is, at least as far as I'm concerned, this is the biggest announcement that Harley Davidson has made in decades. Decades. And that's because the release of these CVOs, this is not just a paint job, right? This is not just some new stripes or new this or new that. This is a plethora of things, a total redesign. And I don't know much about it, but my guess is this is going to be the future of Harley Davidson for some time to come. I mean, we've had body styles that have been around for quite a long time, and this is just a huge change. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about in this video, guys. So I'm going to go over some things that stood out to me about these motorcycles. And again, if you're not new to this channel, you already know I don't mince words. I don't embellish. I don't exaggerate. I'm not going to say things that people just want to hear. It's just not me. I don't have a phony bone in my body. And I own 4 Harley Davidsons now. This is my 2019 CVO Street Glide. That's Valiant. This is my 2023 Breakout. This is Allure. This is my 2019 Road King Special. That's Angel. And my other girl, who unfortunately is not in the garage today for this video, but that's my 2021 CVO Limited. And I had a 2021 CVO Road Glide as well, which I sold because I'm not a big fan of road glides. But I'm going to talk to you guys about that too. It's just, this whole thing is just amazing to me. It's so amazing. And although I've owned all of these Harley Davidsons and still own Harley Davidson, I've mentioned in several of my videos some of the things that disappoint me about Harley Davidson. And I've mentioned it more than once. And it's not just me. Other people have said the same things. And after looking at these motorcycles and experiencing them, guys, I'm just so pleased to let you know that the majority of things that I had an issue with have been resolved, right? And I can't help but wonder if they've been watching my videos, right? Well, whether they have or not, I'm happy. So guys, I have a list, and it's an extensive list. And so when I tell you that there's a lot of things changed, there's a lot of things changed. Some of these things you guys know about because you've either heard it or you've watched the Harley Davidson video already, or it's been leaks or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to talk to you about some things that I want to share with you. And I wrote it all down. So guys, I got 2 pages here full of things that I want to talk to you about. Now, you guys heard me say that I'm not a big fan of the Road Glide, right? Well, with these 2 releases, when I looked at both of them, I mean, I couldn't believe it was coming out of my mouth, but I like the Road Glide better than the Street Glide. I just do, right? All right, so let's talk about it. And we're going to talk about the Road Glide first. So if you guys are unaware, with Street Glides and Road Glides, once you pass the fairing, go towards the back of the motorcycle, everything is the same. So the biggest difference is in the fairing. And with that being said, I'll let you know that both these motorcycles come in 2 colors. It comes in a gray color. I don't know the name of the colors, but one's gray and one's like it's like an orangey color. You can see it right here in the picture, and it's beautiful. I always say that one thing you'll never hear people complain about is a paint job from Harley Davidson. And of course, this is no different. It's just, especially that orangey looking color, it's just very detailed. And the details in the paint and looking at it in the sun, watching it sparkle, just a beautiful, beautiful paint job. I love the contrasting colors in that color Road Glide and Street Glide because they both come in those colors. And that was a tough one. You know, when I first looked at those contrasting colors, I said, wow, I really like this motorcycle. And then when I saw the silver one, that color kind of fits me more. It's not as flashy as the other one, but I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. Now, here's the funny thing, guys. As I go down this list that I have, you're going to hear me using the word redesigned a lot. And that's what's so special about this. A lot of stuff is redesigned. Okay, number 1, the headlight. The headlight and the turn signals are now integrated into the fairing, right? Of course, everything is LED. And guys, I have to tell you, that headlight looks beautiful with the signal lights inside of it. But the headlight alone, it looks beautiful. Like, that was one of the things that I really disliked about the current Road Glides, and it was the headlights. I didn't like the 2 round headlights in that fairing. It just didn't work for me. And it's been addressed. Beautiful. And as a matter of fact, when John and I were riding the bike, I was riding the Street Glide and he's riding the Road Glide. I remember I kept wanting to look at him while he's riding. I almost crashed once because I'm not looking where I'm going. That's how good this Road Glide looks. And he was in my rearview mirror, and I recorded it, and it's a beautiful looking bike from the front now, to me. Some of you might say it was already beautiful, but to me now, it's gorgeous from the front. Love this headlight. All right, if we move down to the front of the motorcycle, we now have inverted forks. So that's going to be in line with the improved suspension. Yes, the motorcycle has improved suspension, and that's huge because, again, suspension is another thing that a lot of people talk about when it comes to Harley Davidsons. It's been addressed. Dual piston Brembo brakes. Let me say that again. Dual piston Brembo brakes. Now, Harley Davidsons have always used Brembo brakes, but now they're branding the brakes so that you can see that they're Brembo brakes, but they're dual piston. So that's awesome. I talked about the headlight in the fairing. Well, the redesigned fairing. The fairing is redesigned. And this is another thing that to me makes this motorcycle more appealing. The change of that fairing is just a huge, huge part of the look of that motorcycle. The fairing is a huge part of the look of any motorcycle. And they did a phenomenal job, guys. Just a phenomenal job. I love now. It's so crazy coming from someone that just really wasn't a big fan of it, that now I love the way it looks. Love the way it looks. So they did a great job with that fairing. The CVO now has a chopped front fender. Now, a chopped front fender is not new for a touring motorcycle. The ST models have it, but it is new for a CVO, and I think it looks great. These new CVOs now have a 121 engine, variable valve timing on that engine, and, ready for it? Liquid cooled engine. Guys, this is what I mean when I say this is revolutionary for Harley Davidson. Huge. And on top of that, guys, and I don't know too much about the whole engine thing, but what I do know is liquid cooled means it's not going to get as hot. And I also know that when that motorcycle was running, and I had my hand on the handlebar grip, my body wasn't getting a massage, right? Much less vibration. That's huge, guys. At least for me it is. Now, if we're going to talk about the exhaust or the chrome on the motorcycle, the silver motorcycle has black chrome, and it looks gorgeous, guys. I mean, it just looks gorgeous, the black chrome. And the orange looking bike has just regular chrome. So this is where I was looking at it like, wow. I mean, I like the silver, and I like that black chrome. So I can't, guys, as much as I like the paint job on the other one, I think that silver one's in my future, but we're going to talk about that. Let me keep going. Now this one's big, guys. This CVO is about 30 pounds lighter than the previous ones. 30 pounds, like that's nothing to sneeze at. That's a whole lot of weight difference. That's going to give you better gas mileage. It's going to, and obviously to feel lighter while you're riding it is always a good thing. So kudos to that. I'm really curious to know how they did that. Now it doesn't have stretch bags. It's got the same kind of bags like an ST model has or like a Limited has. But those bags are redesigned. And guys, I got to tell you, when I first saw these bags, I was like, I don't know if I like that. Like with anything, once you get accustomed to something, we really don't like change that much. And the first thing I'm going to do is compare it to what I'm accustomed to seeing and go, I don't like that. But I have to tell you, it didn't take long at all. Walking around the motorcycle and looking at how the bags kind of bow out. I mean, they really did a great job with this. They really did. The differences that they did are substantial, and substantial enough where you'll look at it, notice it right away, and admire it. Now, all of this stuff is subjective, of course, so I'm giving you my opinion. And the bags are beautiful. They did a great job. But I know for a fact, just making the bags not stretched is not going to give you a 30-pound difference. So again, I'm very curious to know exactly what they did different to shave 30 pounds off of this motorcycle. And my guess is it's got to have something to do with the engine. The gas tank has been redesigned. And, so everything right now, guys, I don't like retro stuff, that much. I'm a modern guy. I'm a contemporary type of guy. And that's probably why this new CVO is so appealing to me, because it looks modern now, and I love that. And that the tank is a part of that. They've modernized, it's streamlined this tank. So now it's not so rounded, it's more square, it's a little wider, and it fits the motorcycle perfectly, in my opinion. So good job on the gas tank. Let's keep going. The gas cap. See, now these are some of the little things that I always wanted, and now I have. It's a redesigned gas cap. It looks good. But more importantly, there's no more unscrewing something and trying to find some place to put it. Just flips right up, put your gas in, flip it back down. Beautiful. Nothing more to say about that. Just beautiful. Good job, Harley Davidson. So I talked about the front light being redesigned. You know what's going on in the back too. Of course, they redesigned the rear lights as well. And here's another thing. When I first saw the rear lights, I was like, oh man, I don't really like those, because they didn't look just like the CVO lights on the Street Glide and the Road Glide that I'm accustomed to seeing. But again, it didn't take long me looking at these lights and just really starting to like them. And now I love these lights. Not only do they look nice, but they have like a frosted appearance to them. But guys, they are super bright. And when I say super bright, I mean super bright. Like I couldn't believe how bright they are. And the other thing that I like is that the turn signal is not a part of the brake signal. And I always like that. I think it looks better. It's amber. I always like that as well. But because it differentiates, I think it's going to catch people's eyes more than a red blinking light. I can't wait to have the opportunity to talk to some of the people that made these decisions, meaning the design team on this motorcycle, because I think it's a scary thing sometimes to change something drastically, because people might say, I don't really love that. And I was one of them at first. I was like, I don't really love that. They did a phenomenal job. That motorcycle looks awesome from the back. There's new footboards and pegs, passenger pegs on the motorcycle. And again, I don't know if this is brand new or if it's something that Harley Davidson already had and they added it to these CVOs, but I've never seen it before. And particularly on the orange looking motorcycle, again, the contrasting colors on the shifter, on the grips, on the brake pedal, on the footboards, and again on the passenger pegs, it all looks great. Now again, I'm talking about the Road Glide, and this one is huge, guys. Redesigned handlebars. So no more of the wheelbarrow handlebars. Almost everybody changes these bars, and for people that don't, they're too low for the most part, especially for us in Preloader Nation, because we actually turn the handlebars either close to full lock or full lock. So having low handlebars is not going to do us any good. These handlebars are not only redesigned, but they are actually comfortable. As stock handlebars, they are comfortable. And I have no problem maneuvering that motorcycle with those handlebars. That's huge for me, huge. Okay, the buttons on the handlebars, redesigned. And when I say redesigned, I'm not talking about one little thing here, one little thing there. They look beautiful, but it gets better. The feel of them, when you press them, everything feels quality now. I mean, big time quality. It feels good under your fingers, but it gets better. Everything is intuitive. And the placement that they put everything. Some things have moved around, some things are new, but now it's better. For instance, yes, the signal lights are still on each side, but now right next to the signal light is the horn. Something like that, this is what I mean when I say I know they're paying attention, because something like that, for me, I've never liked where the horn is. And if I'm riding the motorcycle with my hand on the grip, I have to reach my thumb all the way up to get to the horn. And if you don't have large hands, that's going to be even more difficult. Well, with this redesign, the size of your hand is irrelevant to get to your horn, something that could be very important to get to. So even the flash to pass, like everything it makes sense. It's just, it's a joy to ride with all of these different changes, because it's little things like that make a huge difference. At least to me it does. Storage. Now again, we're talking about the Road Glide. We already know what the storage was on the Road Glide, and the biggest thing about the Road Glide, Street Glide, people said they like the Road Glide better because it has more storage. Well, now it has even more, because those two front pockets are deeper. Like I put my hand in there and my hand goes all the way down to my wrist. But not only that, guys, no longer can you just pull them up. You have to press them now for them to come up. So I think that's huge too. I know a lot of people were hoping that was something that Harley Davidson would do, and now they've done it with the 2023 Street and Road Glide CVOs. So again, kudos to them on that. Little things, right? It's the little things. All right, guys, this is a big one. Ride modes. Ride modes. So the ride modes are Sport, Rain, and Tour. And I can't wait to actually experience the ride modes and be able to compare them and stuff like that. And the first chance I get to do that, guys, I'll definitely be doing a video on that and bringing that to you guys. All right, guys. Now this is, at least for me, again, I told you I'm a contemporary guy. I like modern stuff. I like technology. So the infotainment screen on this motorcycle, now I don't have the exact specs, but just I love seeing that. I love just seeing a screen and nothing else. Love it, love it, love it. You know what, as a matter of fact, I'm going to be doing a series, guys, on the behind the scenes of John and I doing the recording for the video for the release of these CVOs. But I want to show you a piece of it, and it's me talking a little bit about the infotainment screen. Check this out. Turn it on for you guys. And everything is on the screen. I love that. I love that everything is on the screen. So we got our fuel gauge, digital, speedometer, digital, tachometer, digital. And if you see stuff moving, that's me touching this right here. If I want to bring up the menu, that's that button right there. And then it comes right in the middle of the screen, and then I can navigate through either the arrows, and then that's the select button. Down here, let me see what that is. I'm assuming it's for your garage. Yep, home link. Beautiful. That's just beautiful. I just love that everything is here. You don't have to add anything. All right, let's go back home. Look at this. Let me cancel that. I like the prompts. It's modern. I got the radio station up there in the upper left-hand corner. Yeah, I'm liking this, guys. Let's go to the settings. Device manager, that's for your phone. Sound, display. Layout. Now that says cruise for the layout. Let me see if I press that. Display settings. Cruise. Sport. Tour. Let's see what tour looks like. Ah, okay. So if you put it in Tour, your miles per hour is on the left side, your fuel gauge, and what gear you're in. Oh, guys, I can't believe I didn't mention this. What have you guys heard me say over and over? I said the demographic for the most part with Harley Davidson are older people. And we never could see what gear we were in easily because the number was so small. Look how big that is now, right? And the neutral is actually, well, the neutral was always green, but now it's nice and large. You can see it nice and easy. Oh, I love that. I love that. All right, so Tour, Sport. Sport's just gonna put it right in the middle. I like that. Go back to the menu. So now the menu is on the left side instead of being in the middle. Let's go back over to settings. Let's go down to display. Layout, it's in sport. We're gonna move it to cruise. Tour. See, Tour is interesting because I'm trying to figure out, let me see, let me hit the back button. I'm trying to figure out what stays in the middle. It looks like whatever's on this screen is, yeah, so that just stays in the middle. So I guess if you need to, oh, you know what? Let me see what navigation, let me see how navigation looks. If navigation takes up the rest of the screen, I'm gonna lose it. Oh, come on. That's beautiful. Now that makes sense. That makes sense for touring. So I don't need the majority of the screen to show me how fast I'm going, right? If I want to use the navigation. And can you imagine if you hook up Apple CarPlay, now you have all of that on here, or if you use Android Auto. That's game changing, guys. This is more than enough room for me to see my speed and my gas and the rest of it for whatever else. That's awesome. So guys, that's just a little bit about the infotainment screen. I didn't really get into it to go over everything it can do, but based on what I saw right there, oh my God. I mean, if that's the only thing they did, I was sold. That's how much I love technology and the look of that screen. It's bright. The font on it looks like it was, you know, it's the 21st century. It's just, it's pleasing to my eyes to look at that screen on that motorcycle. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And if I can get Waze on that big screen or anything, any kind of GPS that you use, I mean, that's game changing, guys. That's game changing. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more stuff that we're going to learn about that infotainment screen that's going to be good. But here's the thing, guys. This is huge, huge, huge. I've mentioned this in, oh my gosh, I don't know how many of my videos. One of my biggest complaints, and it has been addressed. And this is one of those things when I say, is Harley Davidson watching my videos? The gear that the motorcycle's in. Remember I talked about that little number and I'm saying I could barely see it? Well, now it's bigger, it's brighter. As a matter of fact, depending on what mode you pick, as far as what you want to see on the infotainment screen, it might even be a little bit bigger on some than others, but it's a substantial size now that you won't have any issue seeing. But wait, it gets better because it's not just about seeing it. Well, actually it is, because now you can see it even with the clutch pulled in. Guys, I have to tell you, that is huge. I've been asking for that for so long. I would love to be able to have my motorcycle in gear, have the clutch pulled in, and be able to look down and see what gear I'm in so I don't have to kick down to see what gear I'm in. Game changer. And it actually helped me out while I was out there. So Harley Davidson, thank you so much. Not only does it look beautiful, but you put that there too. You did that too. Thank you, thank you. If I had the room, I'd get on my knees and thank you, because that is just phenomenal, phenomenal. To me, I can stop reading. I'm a happy camper. I'm extremely happy. Now, on my CVO Limited and other limited models, if you turn those motorcycles off, you'll hear a fan come on. Well, both of these motorcycles have that. I turned the motorcycle off and I heard a fan going. So there's a cooling fan. That's good too. Here's another big thing, guys. And again, this is us stepping into the 21st century and something I'm accustomed to with my cars. And now my motorcycle can have it. Push to start. Not just push to start and hold it like on these current models, but just push it, let it go, and it'll crank up. Beautiful. Love that. Little things. The smile on my face is not manufactured. It's not phony, guys. I'm so excited about this. You have no idea. And it also has a Rockford Fosgate stereo system. This is the stereo system that the previous models have had already, and we already know that sounds good. All right, now I want to talk to you about the Street Glide. And again, I already told you, from the front, back, everything is the same. The fairing is the only thing that's different. But here are the key things about the Street Glide that differentiate it from the Road Glide. One, of course, is the fairing. It's a bat wing fairing, and it has integrated DRLs, which is daytime running lights, which also act as signal lights in the fairing, and they go a nice width across the fairing. And I think it looks really good. It looks really good. So they did a great job on that. It also has an accent light that goes around the headlight, and that looks good. You look at it at night, looking at it at the day, everything is nice and bright. They did a great job with that. And now here's the biggest thing, guys, because one of the biggest complaints about the Street Glide versus the Road Glide was storage. I'm not talking about the saddlebags, those are the same. I'm talking about the storage in the front of the motorcycle. And like I said, the front pockets on the Road Glide were already there, but now they're nice and deep. And now the lids don't just pull up, you have to press them to pull them in. All right, you ready for this? The Street Glide has now surpassed the Road Glide, at least in my opinion. I haven't tried to fill them all up, but now the Street Glide has a tray. A tray. Push it, it comes out, and it's a substantial amount of space. So you don't have to worry about trying to, fit your phone into it or anything like that. Lay it right down. The plugs are in there. You plug it in, you push it back in, and if you need it, it comes right out to you. Extremely, extremely convenient. A great idea from Harley Davidson. I would love to take that fairing off and see how everything is going on in there and what they did, but just an outstanding job. And lastly, guys, redesigned key for the CVO. And for those of you that don't know, CVOs actually have a remote that can lock and unlock the saddlebags, and this has that. So it's a new key. Again, it's something new. It doesn't have any different functionality from the older CVOs as far as locking and unlocking the bags. But if you're going to redesign the motorcycle, why not redesign the key? They could have left it the same, but they changed it. So that's what I mean when I say it's the small things. But you see, guys, all of these small things, how they add up to just a huge, huge, huge reveal of just a beautiful, beautiful motorcycle. And guys, listen to me. I'm telling you right now, these motorcycles are beautiful. Again, I know that's subjective, but wait till you see one in person. Hopefully you get the opportunity to ride one. And I'm letting you know right now, put me on the record, because I already told Matt, and as a matter of fact, I told Matt as soon as I saw these motorcycles come off the truck, I said, I'm buying one. And to my surprise, I told him I'm buying a Road Glide. I'm buying one of those. I'm buying a Road Glide. I'm still not sure exactly what color, but trust me, guys, I'm going to bring you along for the ride. And anything that I find out new about these motorcycles, I'm definitely going to let you know. So anyway, guys, that's all I'm going to give you for now. I'm going to wrap this video up. But remember, I'm going to have a series coming out, and you don't want to miss this, guys, because this is just awesome. One thing I'll tell you about Harley Davidson is when they do something, they do it big and they do it right. So you definitely are not going to want to miss these behind-the-scenes videos to see everything that goes into the production of one of Harley Davidson's videos. It was a lot of fun for me to do and for John to do. Lastly, guys, it was an honor to experience all of this with my good friend John from CycleFanatix. Listen, guys, if you're not subscribed to CycleFanatix, definitely check out his channel. And if you didn't check it out for anything else, you don't want to miss this, because John got some awesome shots of a lot of stuff. And I'm talking about the behind the scenes videos, but even the video talking about this announcement. I want you to watch this, guys. Watch the drone shots and all of the other wonderful stuff that goes on with his channel. And I'm not just saying that because he's my friend. He really has awesome, awesome content. So definitely check out CycleFanatix. And again, I want to thank Harley Davidson for tapping us to be a part of this. Because again, this is huge, right? Huge, huge, huge. And I'm just so grateful, guys. You know, I don't take anything for granted. And that includes this, of course. So if you want to make sure you don't miss any of those videos and you're not subscribed to this channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Share these videos with people that you know and love, or even some people that you don't. And definitely hit that notification bell and switch it to all, because I don't want you to miss any of this stuff coming, guys. Trust me. There's some good stuff coming, some big stuff, some stuff I didn't even talk to you about here. And I can't wait to share with you. All right, guys, like I always say, spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. Seat time on your motorcycle doesn't equal practice time. And if you have time to ride your motorcycle, you have time to practice on it. Until next time.